Hey guys, Leah here with Ode to Paper, and this is the final catch-up for Sheetload of Cards 2020. This is the December sketch, and it is so pretty when it's done. I think this is my favorite out of all the 2020 card sketches for Sheetload. So I'm using the 12 by 12 paper that I had gotten at the dollar store, and it in all of its blue, shiny, beautiful stuff. It has a silver holographic foiling on it. So I've chosen 3 papers to finish this off. I'm going to go through the matting process here with you, and then I'm going to skip ahead at some point so you don't have to see me lay down every single piece of paper. But I really, really enjoyed this paper. I still have, I believe I have a little more than half of it left. I'm not sure. Anyways, it's a 24 pieces of paper in the pad, two or three of each one, and they all go together beautifully. So this sketch that Al has created is it calls for several elements to be cut to size. I'll notice, or you might notice as well, that in when I start to lay down the other elements, one of my pieces, all of them, are cut the wrong size. They're not quite long enough to cover the front of the card where they're supposed to be, but that's okay. I've used them anyways, and then I will show you at the end what I do with that blank spot just to finish it off. So it doesn't look like it's a mistake. It actually looks like it was meant to be that way. So I'm just going to separate the 3 different backgrounds of my cards here so that I can make sure that I use the correct pieces on the correct backgrounds. And you'll notice at some point that I don't, because I goof and have to figure it out after, but that's okay. So I'm going to show you a couple. I'll go through a couple of these with you, and then I will skip ahead here shortly. But I really enjoyed this card, and I don't know if it's like the layout is really nice, and the paper. So between the paper and the layout, they turned out beautifully. So I'm using a stamp set from Catherine Pooler, from her Stamp of Approval, which I think was the first winter that it came out. And I've got the silver and blue paper from Dollarama, and then I've got a little bit of the light blue to add that scallopy border in there. Now, of course, I pre-cut everything. I pre-stamped. I even pre-cut the banners for the inside just to save on video time. Just makes it easier, makes the video a little bit shorter. I've only sped this up 2 times because that's all it needed, but I did do some video editing in the way of splicing out some of the pieces that, didn't just dragged on, you didn't need to see. I'm learning how to do this. I've actually switched programs. The first one I was using was way too complicated, so I've actually switched into Windows Movie Maker, which is so much easier. So I've skipped ahead to the last couple of cards here, just so you can see that nope, I haven't done that yet. Oh, I had to replace my tape runner. That's what I did. I left that, cut that out. So you didn't have to watch me go and get a tape runner, all that jazz. So I was actually still working on those tape runners that I didn't like. But as of the time of this voiceover, I've actually used them up and not purchased anymore. So, but in saying that, I do notice that I'm getting low on ATG rolls, so I will have to order some more of those. And yeah, so I switched back to what I was saying here. I switched editing software. Now, the one I was using was one I had purchased, and I thought if I was going to do videos, I better use a program that will help me do it professionally right off the bat, right? Yeah, wrong. The learning curve on professional editing software is very steep. If you don't have any knowledge of editing videos at all, don't go that way. I learned the hard way, and yeah, I wasted money on it, but that's okay. Maybe at some point I will get to the point where I can, be more complicated in my editing, but at where I'm at now, I don't need it. Windows Movie Maker does exactly what I need it to do, which is perfectly fine for me. So here's where I notice that I have goofed because I should not have two pieces of the same pattern paper on one card. But I go ahead and make it anyways, and off camera, after I completed them all, I actually found the two that were goofy and switched them around. So I do get that fixed up. And here's where I am going to skip ahead to the last one so you don't have to watch everything. And I'm going to finish putting all of these front elements on, and then I will start with the banners on the inside. I really enjoy putting the banners on the inside to finish up the card. It just makes it look so much nicer inside. And I don't generally put sentiments inside. Number one, because I don't find that card sets actually include an inside and an outside sentiment. They usually are just outside sentiments. And number two, it just leaves more room for you to write in anyways. So here I am going to skip ahead again once I show you that I'm just creating little piles of banners. When I do the banners for the inside, I use what I have left of the pattern paper or solid paper, and whatever I have left is what I use. So if I have enough for, 3 banners on the inside, then I will go ahead and cut 3 banners for each card for the inside. If I only have enough for 1 banner for each card on the inside, then that's all I do. But I just find it's important to at least have one element here. So here's where I'm going to fill in that space. I put 3 drops of Nuvo, and this is the one I've been using all along with this paper. And I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. But it's the same one I've been using all along with this particular paper because it has a mother of pearl shine to it. And the 3 dots of Nuvo just finish that space off perfectly so it doesn't look like I missed part of the paper, which I did. But that's okay. So yeah, I am all caught up with my 2020 catch-up for Sheetload. I will be playing along with Sheetload again starting in January, and my videos will come closer to the end of the month. But Call Me Crafty she usually releases them around the 1st of the month. But I will have a link down below where you can find all of her sketches. And thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you again soon.